Hello, everyone. Real quick, I just wanted to um, give my best of wishes and make just a little 3-minute video about four pilots who will not be with us next year. They will not be on grid. Maybe two of them might end up as reserve drivers for um, some teams. I'm not sure where, but I've seen rumors. So they might be on the grid, but they will not be starters, obviously. They will not be racing, obviously. So um, I want to give them a quick tribute. Mr. Sebastian Vettel, who just has retired, Mick Schumacher, Daniel Ricciardo, and Nicholas Latifi. Um, Regardless of what you guys say, or regardless of if you guys loved them or not, but you have to give lots of love. Sebastian Vettel, obviously, he had a legendary career, who just retired. Mick Schumacher, very young talent. I'm really sad that he won't be on grid next year, and what Haas did to him is just unacceptable. Like, they really didn't give him any chances, and it's just really unfortunate and just really frustrating because this kid is talented, and I've said in my videos before that, like, just give him some time, right? Formula One is not easy to develop in, and he has proven that he can win, right? He has won in Formula 4, he has won in Formula 3, he has won the championship in Formula 2, and now he's in the Formula 1, and he has been improving a lot this season. And 2022 was a big improvement for him. I know it wasn't that much of a big improvement, but he still improved big times. And I'm just really pissed off with Haas, with the way they treated Mick Schumacher until the very end. Even at Abu Dhabi, they straight up disrespected him for no reason, not necessary at all, but they still disrespected him. So it was clear that Haas just had no love and no support for Mick Schumacher, who is a young pilot with tons of potential. I know he has a very legendary father, and he has the legendary name of Schumacher, but he is talented. He does have talent, you know? He's not just a family name, but he can actually drive, right? And talking about Dan Ricardo, one of the best characters on this grid, always has a big smile, always positive, alongside guys like Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso, who I think like the two most likable people, except obviously they're drivers, but as a human being, like I think like the two best people on the grid were none other than Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo. So it's sad losing them both in the same year. 2022 just has been rough, losing four pilots in the same year. That's just basically that just show you guys how difficult this sport is, and it's intense. It's all about chances. It's all about opportunities, and you never know when you may be done, or you may be out of this league. So you have to count and um, take opportunity and take advantage of every single one of your opportunities of what you get. You have to take advantage. That's something that every single pilot understands, and that's why I love them for it, because regardless of all the pressure on them, they always kept smiling and smiling and smiling. That's what I loved about Dan Ricardo and Sebastian Vettel. That's why it really breaks my heart, seeing them both go at the same time. But I've heard rumors that Mick Schumacher and Dan Ricardo will be reserve drivers. Many of the rumors say that Daniel Ricciardo will be the reserve driver and go back to Red Bull, which is wow. It's really interesting. It's really confusing, but it's really interesting, and it's really satisfying. It could be really good because Daniel Ricciardo's best career years were none other than Red Bull. He was a dominant force with Red Bull, but then, in the other teams he just wasn't that successful as he was with Red Bull. So it's really really interesting. Mick Schumacher, on the other hand, I've heard that he is in talks with Mercedes, which is heartbreaking for a Ferrari fan like me, who would love to keep Schumacher at Ferrari. If I want him to stay at Ferrari and become a reserve driver, at least for us. I don't want him to leave Ferrari. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just so loyal to the Schumacher family. I know it feels like I'm just being so possessive here, but I am, and I admit that I am possessive of Mr. Mick Schumacher. I think, like, after all of my Ferrari boys, like my two Ferrari boys of Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, my except a Ferrari driver, my most favorite driver is none other than Mick Schumacher. You know. And lastly, I want to also give some love to Nicholas Latifi, who, a fun fact, is from my hometown of Montreal, Canada. So I have to show him love. Obviously, I know he's not the best of pilots that people have seen, and I know a lot of people troll him saying goat like a goat Tiffy and stuff, like calling him the goat and everything, which I know it's trolling because obviously he always ends up P20 almost every race. So I know all the trolls, I'm seeing it. But still, 3 years in Formula One is still pretty impressive, and he is still he is still a good pilot. And I'm pretty sure that all the people who are talking shit, saying that, oh well, you know, Latifi's trash, blah 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 blah, he can fuck us up anytime on track. Like, he can easily beat us. Like, Formula One is different breed. Like, you have to admit that it's difficult to stay in Formula One. Like I said, I keep saying it, but it's difficult to stay. So we have to admire these guys. These guys are elite pilots. They're basically called pilots for a reason, because not every human being can control and race with a powerful car like in Formula. That's a lot of horsepower and also a lot of neck power as well. So you have to admire these guys. So once again, I will really miss them all, but I really hope that Daniel Ricciardo, and like all the rumors talking about Daniel Ricciardo and Mick Schumacher being on grid and basically being reserve drivers is true, and I hope I can at least see them working and being in the Formula One workplace at least as a reserve driver. And that's really just it. I will miss them as starters, but it would be a still beautiful sight to see Mick Schumacher and Daniel Ricciardo still um, in the workplace and still being in the Formula One world and still being active. Basically, just being active. That's just what I hope for at this moment. But I know deep down that Mick Schumacher. I'm more concentrated on Mick Schumacher because I know I'm really confident that Daniel Ricciardo is gonna come back at some point. Maybe not next year, maybe not in 2 years, but he will end up coming back for a few more years. So I'm gonna be putting a little bit more emphasis on Mick Schumacher, but because also he's my favorite pilot, like I said in the beginning. So I really just hope the best for the both of them. So um, my best of wishes, and my best of wishes to Mr. Latifi as well, wherever he goes. I don't know. I heard that he said that he's gonna maybe try to go into Formula E, which is a very beautiful league. I know it's not Formula One. I know it's not Formula Two or anything, but it's a competitive league. As long as he's racing, as long as he's fulfilling his goal, that's all I care about, and I just wish them nothing but the best for Mr. Latifi. So, uh, wish nothing but the best for their careers, and I hope we can see them sooner than later. So, thank you guys. Have a great night and take care, everybody. So I'm out. I'm already so exhausted. So peace out, everybody. I hope I see you guys very soon. Good night. Take care. Have a good sleep, everybody. Unless you're in another time zone, so take care, everybody, and peace out.